take a look at this. So you got this guy, and you know, I don't mess with YouTube. I go on to YouTube for research purposes to expose fraudsters and for archives of news stories. I was kind of surprised when I found out on YouTube, looking over the past few months. Now, I knew about Ricky Gutierrez, one of the biggest fraudsters on YouTube. It's kind of funny, you see to the right here. Who do you have? Well, folks, that's the thing. Google is a confirmation bias machine. Once you get stuck into bullshit, you're probably not going to get out of it, because Google, the algorithm constantly floods you with the same dog shit. So Google knows that you got fooled by these two scam artists, Tom Nash, this weird looking guy here to the right with the yellow shirt, and Kevin Pararath. I don't know. I'm going to call him Packrat. Packrat boy. The weird looking guy to the left. Another con artist. Scammer. So they know you're going to fall for these guys. You're going to fall for, you know, they'll flood you with more shit. And that's what you see to the right here. Bullshit. By the way, I'm going to go over this guy and also this CoffeeZilla. He's a little twerp, and he pretends to expose the fraudsters, and he doesn't. He exposes the most obvious scammers out there. Okay? He doesn't go after the people that are really hurting society. And in fact, he doesn't even go after Tom Nash or Kevin Packrat or Graham Stephan. And you know why? Because they're all in a clique. They're all in a little syndicate. That's right. They help each other. They help each other, folks. They're helping each other into your bank account to swindle money out of you and to game the YouTube Google AdSense algorithm by providing fake content, making false claims in order to earn money selling their courses, their merch, their memberships. And so let me get back to this guy actually. So this guy here, Patrick Boyle. The truth about trading gurus from a hedge fund manager. He's not a hedge fund manager. This guy's also a fraud. That's right. Patrick Boyle, you're a fraud. You're a fraud because you're not a hedge fund manager. Folks, hedge fund managers don't go on YouTube, don't start YouTube channels and create videos talking about what the latest thing on CNBC, the latest news on CNBC. Okay? They don't do that. If you're going to say you're a hedge fund manager, you better be managing a hedge fund. And if you're managing a hedge fund, you don't have time to be posting regular videos on YouTube because you have a fiduciary responsibility. You can get in deep trouble. So the fact is that Patrick Boyle perhaps started a hedge fund, and even still, I think it was just there for his name. I've never run across anybody, an economics guy who could invest well. Same with CPAs, never have. Patrick Boyle is wanting you to think that he's some guy, he's an insider. He knows what's going on. Take a look at his videos. They're fucking rinky-dink for little boys, little kids. Patrick, if you're a hedge fund manager, tell us what's going on in the market. Give us the buzz. What's happening? No, he doesn't know. Because Patrick Boyle wanted to tell people that he's a hedge fund manager, not a former hedge fund manager. And even then, it's probably a stretch, right? He's doing that to create a perception. And because he's generating advertisement revenue and is e-begging Patreon, that's fraud. Patrick Boyle, you're committing fraud. You're not a hedge fund manager. You're not a hedge fund manager. Now, maybe you were in the past, and even still, I don't even think so. I can tell you don't know your head from your ass. All you know is little theory. which is why you're teaching, because you can't do. Of course, none of these kids on YouTube even realize what I just said. How come no one else spotted this? Because I'm a Wall Street insider, folks. I'm one of the top investment analysts in the world. And by the way, Patrick, if you are a hedge fund manager, which you're not, you're the first hedge fund manager in the history of the world who e-begs. I mean, imagine that, folks. Hedge fund managers are some of the most highly compensated people in the world if they're successful, if they do well. What hedge fund managers is asking for Patreon? Please support my channel, right? How come no one's ever raised this? How come you never raised this, CoffeeZilla? Because you're a dumb twerp. You're a fake. There's so many fakes. YouTube is such a crap portal. It's a scam portal. All the scam artists and fraudsters are on YouTube. They're there to game the system, to game the Google ad revenue, to game all the idiots who watch YouTube. And if you're dumb and you're watching YouTube, which chances are you're very dumb, you're going to get dumber. And you're going to go nowhere in your life following a bunch of hucksters, a bunch of pieces of trash. That's what these people are. Now, let me get to Mr. Nash first. This is a guy, and you know, folks, I'm a very busy guy. And, I'll get into who I am and what I do later on, but I'm a Wall Street insider. Hedge funds come to me for advice. Mutual funds come to me. Mutual fund managers, venture capital. I've worked in venture capital. I got the leading track record in analysis and investment forecasting in the world. I'm a BSD. And I'm getting pretty sick and tired of all these idiots out there that don't know the first thing about investing, selling courses. That's fraud. Now, let me just tell you something about this Mr. Nash, Mr. Russian immigrant. This clown, I remember you, Tommy. You think I don't have my eyes open? I know I'm watching all the fucking scammers out there. Okay? You made a video a while back early on when you launched your channel, and you told people how you left your job as a corporate analyst, an analyst at a company, not an investment firm, not an investment bank, at a company. And you did so because you wanted to help people on YouTube. And I believe that's a lie. In fact, I messaged you and told you I think that you're lying. You're lying. I don't believe you. Yeah, you leave your job to come to YouTube. You got fired. That's what I think. And then now I see the video and your claims. You're telling everybody, and of course, just like this Kevin fraudster who jumped on this whole stock speculation bandwagon after the pandemic began. Before that, he wasn't talking about investments. Tom Nash changed his tune. Apparently, he's told all his cult members that he worked at a top 4 investment firm. And then this guy says, oh, he's a senior analyst. He was a senior analyst at a big 4 investment firm on Wall Street. No, he wasn't. Tom, no, you weren't. Hey, Tom, I looked at your LinkedIn. You don't tell us anything about where you work, your work history. Why not? Who has a LinkedIn account and doesn't tell their work history? In fact, he claims they've gotten a degree from University of Michigan, and he posts that on his LinkedIn. He doesn't give you the graduation, the years of attendance. Who does that? That's weird. So Tom, I believe, is lying about his background. If that's true, he's committing fraud. Tom, why don't you post your background? Why don't you post your work history? Who were you working for? I can tell you, I've heard you talk about stocks. You're not a Wall Street analyst. You're clueless. You might have been like some little corporate analyst, an analyst that works for like a company, because those are typically very clueless. You are not a Wall Street analyst. I can almost guarantee that. Now, if you were, I will guarantee you were not a senior analyst at a top 4 Wall Street investment bank. You were not. Guaranteed. You're not. You're too clueless. At the best of scenarios, you were some junior analyst water boy. I recall you saying that you worked as a corporate analyst, an analyst at a corporation, and you left. Now, you removed that video, though. And you know what, though, Tom? I've probably got it saved because I save a lot of videos. I've got hundreds of terabytes of data files. Numerous. I've got multiple cloud storage all across the platform, all different platforms. I've probably got that video. And when I find it, you better come out now and admit that you were fabricating things. But you're giving investment advice, by the way. You just made a video telling people that they shouldn't listen to anybody on YouTube. Oh, really? You're giving investment advice. You're selling investment advice. That's what you're doing. So here you go. Patreon. Let's see. He's got the nerve to charge somebody $3,500 a year for your bullshit. Wow. I mean, I don't even charge that. I'm one of the top guys in the world. My rate's got to go up. Take a look. $5, $20, and $250. Everybody gets your newsletter. 4,000 Patreons. So you're clearing probably about 30 grand a month. Why are all these people? Why are they sending you money? Because of your newsletter and your investment advice. You see, Tom wants to tell people now to not listen to people on YouTube about the stock market. But that means you should shut your fucking channel down. That means you should return the money people are paying you. Shut down your Patreon. You're a fucking fraud. You're a piece of shit hypocrite, and you don't have any business talking about the stock market. None of you fucking idiots on YouTube do. If you haven't worked in the industry, you have no fucking business talking about the stock market. The end. He wants to tell you that you're being lied to about inflation. See all this? Fucking fraudster. That's what you are, Tom Nash. You prove to me, Tom, because let me tell you something. You tell me where you worked. I'll find out if you worked there. I guarantee you that. If you worked at a top 4 Wall Street firm as a senior analyst, I will eat my words. I will beg for your forgiveness. But I'm quite positive you didn't. You're lying. I'm certain of it. Prove me wrong. And folks, this is a huge deal. You've got people in the comments section, just like with Kevin. Kevin is riding on this whole fictional gravy train of him being wealthy. He had 20 million in the stock market. Well, of course, he has a right to sell. That's why people are buying his courses. They think that this guy knows about stocks. He doesn't know anything about stocks. He even released a video 2 years ago telling people he knew nothing about stocks. And he would never sell courses. Folks, I have been working in the financial industry mainly as an analyst and strategist for more than 2 decades. Okay? And I take offense when these little twerps are scamming people and claiming that they know about the market and they're charging people money. It's bad enough that I have to pay out of my pocket because you're scamming the Google AdSense. That's right, out of my pocket. You see, folks, people that are collecting Google AdSense from YouTube, and 99% of it's scams and liars and fake news, they're causing the price of goods and services to go higher. When you buy toothpaste and deodorant and milk, they're causing those prices to go higher because people are gaming the ad system. They're extorting more money. And it's not just YouTube. It's the whole effect on Facebook. It's bad enough that they're getting a lot of money from fake news and bullshit. And then they're e-begging. Patreon people are paying them based upon false pretense. Now, let me get to Kevin. Kevin, this guy is a complete fraud. You're a fraud. You're a fraud. Just like Nash, I think you're a bigger fraud than Nash. Nash, I haven't looked into him much. The only thing that he's done is two things, as far as I'm concerned. Prove me wrong, Mr. Nash. Show me evidence of where you worked. In fact, I want to see evidence of your education. I'm kind of suspicious now because you don't post the years of attendance. And also, he's a hypocrite. He's saying, well, don't listen to us, but I'll keep telling you about the stock market. Just don't listen. See, he's saying that because everybody lost their money listening to these fucking clowns now. And he wants to avoid getting into legal trouble. That's why he's saying it. Well, I'll tell you what, folks. I'll tell you what. Contact me if you lost money listening to these guys or any other fucking clown on YouTube. If you want your money back, contact me. And we'll see what we can do. Okay? Okay? Spread the word. Spread the word. So Kevin, this is a guy who was focusing on real estate. Okay? He's focusing on real estate, and he realized the hot audience was in the stock market a couple of years ago because of the pandemic. So he switched to stocks. So he's selling all these ridiculously overvalued, overpriced courses. He doesn't know anything about the stock market. He claims to have, I think I saw one video, $40 million, $45 million, including $20 million in the stock market. That's a lie. Kevin, you're a liar. Show me the evidence. Folks, nobody in their right fucking mind, okay, who has at least a net worth of $20 million. And if you have $20 million in the stock market, you're telling me that's all the money you have? No. If you have $20 million in the stock market, your net worth is going to be bare minimum $25 million total net worth, and probably $30 million or more. Okay, but let's just assume he's a $20 million guy. If you have $20 million, number one, you don't tell people. You don't go online and let everybody know. And number two, you're not selling fucking stupid courses to a bunch of idiots. You know why, Kevin? Because you can get sued and get wiped out. Okay? Guys with a lot of money don't peddle bullshit. They don't peddle merchandise, selling mugs and shit. They don't peddle affiliate links, getting 50 cents for a sign up. Okay? They don't do that. But so these guys are buddies. And I'll get to Graham Stephan here shortly, by the way, who's they're the Three Stooges. Although there's more of them. This CoffeeZilla clown, he's involved as well. Because he won't go after these guys. Because they're all buddies. And so Tom Nash pretends like he's having a serious conversation. Look at the look, this little fake, oh yeah, I'm going to go after you. I'm going to grill you. They're buddies. It's fake. This is fake nonsense. You understand? And look at all these idiots. You people out there, you fall for these guys. You're not going anywhere in your lives. I hope to God that you're all kids. At least if you're kids, you got a shot. But if you're an adult and you listen to these fucking shysters, you're going nowhere in your life. You've got no time to reform your mind. You've got no time.
Did you expect now? You temporarily shut down comments on your channel. Did you expect that people would get so upset about that? Because did you expect the level of animosity that's going to create?
So let's take a look here at Kevin's channel.
USP. This video is brought to you by... This is how things started for me when I was playing RuneScape back in 6th grade. Yeah. Well, back in 2009...
Folks, if you can't tell by the way he talks, he's a con man, you're going to be in deep trouble the rest of your life. Okay? This guy's a con man. You can't tell?
I also had a job where
I had a job. Why, man? Okay, you can't tell he's a con man? And let me just give you a little back. I don't know much about this guy, but he got all his viewers basically when he tried to go after Grant Cardone, another scammer. And of course, Grant Cardone is a huge scammer, but compared to this guy's a much bigger scammer. Cardone it's kind of marketing deception to what he does. He's deceiving people with his marketing, what they're doing, and how he makes money. And of course, he lies about the money that he makes and so forth, and misrepresents that. But I think what this guy's doing is much worse. At least Cardone does have a business. He is, kind of a real estate investor. He draws upon money and gets people's money, pulls it in, and invests in real estate. But, if you look at the guy's tactics, obviously he's a shyster by his marketing ploys. But at least he's got a real. But this Kevin guy's a fucking clown. And Kevin went after Cardone, went to his premises, tried, big drama, videoed it, right? And look at Kevin now. He got the viewers, and he's scamming people with that. So let's take a look at private group and live streams. Okay. Private group, Kevin. And look, here's his courses. Buy my course, bro. Bro, buy my course. Folks, this whole course thing, it's like a Tony Robbins scam. You're going to spend $1,000, $3,000 on shit from guys that aren't. Listen, if you're going to sell content on something, you better be a fucking expert. If you're not an expert and you're selling content on something, you're a scam artist. Okay? You're a scam artist. Kevin, you're not even really qualified to sell any type of content on real estate. You did real estate for a few years. Okay, but that's a sales job. There's no secrets about real estate. There's nothing really there to provide anybody at all. Nothing worth selling. There's real estate agents much more successful than you, much more experienced than you, much smarter and wiser than you, and much older, who don't even sell real estate content because they're not scam artists. They're working an honest job, earning an honest living. But say, look at this, folks. Your path to getting rich for sure. And when someone says, well, gosh, he's got tens of millions of dollars, I'm going to listen to him. You see, folks, this is where the scam, he had better have the money that he says. And I don't believe that he does. In fact, I'm quite certain his claims from 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, he claimed to be making $6 million a year. I don't believe that. That's a lie. Kevin, you're a liar. I don't have the proof, but I want you to prove to me. You show me. Otherwise, you're a fucking liar. Because I've already shown everybody, the world, Graham Stephan is a liar. He lies about his income. These fake it till you make it fraudsters need to be locked up as far as I'm concerned. From zero to millionaire and beyond. Make money with YouTube. What is this? You're a fucking con man. You see, folks, what you do is you create a cult. He's got 2 million subscribers. You create a cult. People that, you're used to him. You like him. He seems like a nice guy. And he's wealthy and successful. And then you put anything out there and put any price on it. And these stupid fucking cult members, like drinking the Kool-Aid, spiked with cyanide, they'll line up for your courses and pay whatever you ask. So half of the problem, obviously, are the dumbasses who don't ask questions, who don't do any due diligence. The dumbasses who are getting their information from YouTube. Do you really think people that know what's going on YouTube and investment world are you fucking stupid? What? And you're listening to the only person in the world who truly predicted the financial crisis in detail. And the only person in the world who nailed the bottom of the stock market in 2009, in March. And been bullish ever since that time. The only person who was bearish before and bullish after. Okay? Because I'm a world expert. And I'm telling you, world experts aren't on YouTube. Fraudsters are on YouTube. You people had better start looking elsewhere for experts. They're not on fucking YouTube. And they're not on any social media. Those are the scammers. And of course, once you're on YouTube, you think, well, you're basing the competition on what you see on YouTube. Right? But everyone's a fucking idiot on YouTube. This is the thing. You can't even... Wow. Unbelievable. Master stocks. He's going to teach you how to master stocks. This is coming from a guy who claimed that he admitted he didn't know anything about the stock market. Nothing about stocks. Let me find the video here. Hold on a second. Here we are, folks.
Real estate's freaking easy because I look at this stuff and I go, I know what to do. Stocks, I don't know. So don't ever expect Meet Kevin to sell you a stock investing course. Real estate's freaking easy because I look at this stuff and I go, I know what to do. Stocks, I don't know. So don't ever expect Meet Kevin to sell you a stock investing course.
That is, unless he sees the potential to make a lot of money. And he's got a bunch of stooges who don't ask the right questions, like Kevin. How are you qualified to make money in the stock market? Kevin, of course, he set him up. He shows him this investment portfolio, which I think is fake. Hey, kids, dummies, do you realize that all these guys that show their portfolio, oh, that's transparency. I like him. He's so transparent. That's called a transparency scam. They're pretending like they're being transparent, but they're scamming you. There's paper trading accounts, right? There's paper trading accounts. You can also, I've seen Kevin's, you can make up all this shit, okay? You can make it all up, and I believe that he did. Kevin doesn't know anything about investing, yet he's making money off it because of the fake perception that he's created through exaggerations, lies, and misrepresentations. These are all legal terms, Kevin. Real estate investing, stocks and money. Wow. Master stocks and money. Look at this. I mean, how many courses? It's only $4,600. It's only $5,000. What? I mean, this is higher than I charge. I'm a world expert. I'm twice his age. I went to an Ivy League university. I have quantitative background in chemistry and physics. I worked on Wall Street. I worked in venture capital. I have a very, very successful track record. I don't even charge this. Kevin, you're a fucking scam artist. Just stop it. Are you going to have to learn the hard way, Kevin? The hard way? Class action lawsuit? Right? Is that how you're going to learn? And so I'm not going to talk about Graham Stephan right now today. I've already done videos on him. I showed where he lies. I have proof that he's lying about his income. He's a complete fucking liar. Huge liar. These guys think that you can lie and it's okay. Well, know what? You can't. It's not. It's fraud. You're committing fraud. You understand that? Fraud. You can be sued. And if you have a large following that affects a lot of people, like you, Kevin, 2 million subscribers, Graham Stephan, more than 3 million, guess what? You can go to jail. That's right. If the Federal Trade Commission comes after you, you can go to jail. I will encourage everyone to report, to file complaints with the California Attorney General on Kevin. Same thing with Graham Stephan, and to contact the Federal Trade Commission and file a complaint. Just call the number. And if you lost money listening to these fucking fraudsters or anyone else on YouTube, let me know. Let me know. Spread the word. Get a bunch of people involved, and we'll do something about it. We'll do something about it. How's that? Okay.
In terms of getting back as an investor, if it's coming down to here, almost irrespective of what's going on, I have to believe, if I have to make a call in advance, and of course I can change depending on what happens, but I have to believe this is where you want to start doing that 18, 17, around there. Their earnings report is a complete game changer, at least for quite a while. bottom line, NVIDIA now is going to enter the realm of Tesla, Apple, and all these other big, I mean, listen, NVIDIA can come down to 150, come down to $100. If you don't think it's possible, then you don't understand how the market works. I mean, listen, NVIDIA can come down to 150, come down to $100. If you don't think it's possible, then you don't understand how the market works.